This work is about a remarkable friendship. A friendship forged in World War I that facilitated the creation of the world's first independent air service, an unlikely, barely credible partnership between a professional soldier and a scholar, poet, playwright, novelist. It is part history, part biography, part treatise, and part reflection. Hopefully, the listener will forgive the anecdotes that draw on personal experience to examine the nature of leadership and demonstrate why the challenges faced by senior commanders in World War I are of continuing relevance. It may appear, at least to external eyes, that military organizations are characterized by uniformity in thought, word, and deed. The reality could not be more different. This is especially true of senior officers who, while exhibiting a veneer of similarity, retain a high degree of individuality. Careful recruitment, early indoctrination, intensive training, adherence to well-defined social norms, shared etiquette and common standards of dress, in and out of uniform, cannot eradicate personality or offer any guarantee about behavior. In fact, the need to employ such proactive and intrusive methods speaks to a constant battle between individuality and institutional norms. Senior officers, apparently immersed in the rituals and ethos that define military service, are just as likely to rebel as their juniors. Moreover, success in the form of rapid advancement imbues a self-confidence that resists conformity and encourages eccentricity. In describing the tensions and disagreements in the highest ranks of the British Air Services, the Royal Flying Corps, RFC, the Royal Naval Air Service, RNAS, and their successor organisation, the Royal Air Force, RAF, I am not arguing that aviation leaders are somehow different from other military leaders. An alternative narrative, focusing on the senior leadership of the British Army and Royal Navy, would likely paint a similar picture. Indeed, since the first direct entrants to the RAF did not achieve the very highest ranks until after 1945, the individuals central to this story were all recruited and trained by the other services, spending their formative years either soldiering or at sea. Nevertheless, the process of creating and sustaining an effective air weapon placed huge demands on senior officers and created an unprecedented dynamic that tested loyalties and fractured relationships. Given the obstacles to success, it is surprising that the attrition was not higher. Innovation is never easy in any sphere, and there is never a shortage of casualties. Air leadership should not be separated from other forms of military leadership. It may once have been fashionable to suggest otherwise, when military aviation was still in its infancy, but inspiring human beings in wartime requires the same qualities and skills in every fighting environment. Robert Wright, in his biography of Air Chief Marshal, ACM, Sir Hugh Dowding, Commander-in-Chief, CNC, of Fighter Command during the Battle of Britain, claimed, "These air marshals of the Royal Air Force had become a race apart from the usual run of service chiefs. While in some respects there was a blending of their Army and Navy backgrounds, the air had given them something more than just a service background.